And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another fantastic episode. This is the Sports Cave. Your co-host, Robbie. Oh, why is the button not working? Fuck. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. What's up, Zach? How you doing? My co-host.
What's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm here. I'm not queer, and I'm ready to talk some sports. Big weekend here, Robert. I don't know what accent I was just doing there right now. It's kind of like a gay Russian guy. But you know what? That's okay, folks.
We're off to a great
We're
start.
not even a minute in here. And guess what, folks? I'm fired up here for a few reasons, okay?
What?
We got another weekend of college football, even though this weekend of college football is kind of shit. We have another weekend of NFL football.
What?
We have MLB playoffs.
What?
And most importantly for me, folks, and I know we're probably not going to be dipping too much into it on this episode, but next episode, we got a big preview for the NHL hockey season beginning, I believe, Tuesday next week, folks. I mean, sports are back, guys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sports are back. Robbie, hold on one sec. Just throwing a story up here. Now let's go to this.
You bet your sweet hairy ass that sports are back. Zachary, this is also another preview.
How'd you know my ass was hairy?
I don't know. This is also a preview
Shit.
of the old Robbie coming back as the grandparents will soon be leaving the crib, which means I can talk like this again. Let's fucking go!
Yeah, folks, I apologize for that right there. I know we all miss the grandparents being home, and it saves our eardrums a little bit, especially for those that are listening on Spotify, Apple Music via your headphones, Apple AirPods, earbuds, whatever the hell you're using. That could really be detrimental to the hearing right there, folks. So again, we apologize. But we're back with another Thursday episode here, Robert. And I think we get right on into it, Robbie. Normally these Thursdays we'd start off with some NFL football, get into some news and get into our picks, folks. But NFL might have to take a bit of a backseat here, Robbie.
You're damn right it's going to, folks. It's time to talk some baseball. Oh, Zach! It's a fucking miracle. The gods have spoken, Zachary. I wish I had a set of balls because when we were doing our predictions on Monday, in the back of my mind, and I think I mentioned in the show, I think I said, if anybody could take down this Houston Astros team, who better than former Astros manager A.J. Hinch, who got fired after the cheating scandal, gets a job in Detroit. It's taken many years to get to where they are at. Unbelievably so. Who would have ever thought they would have made the playoffs? And not only did they beat them, Zach, they swept the Houston Astros 2 out of 3. Zachary, do you have any insight, any thoughts, anything you'd like to share to our fellow viewers about the Houston Astros?
I would just like to say that it's good to see these dirty cocksuckers go down here and not even get a win against a team. And I'm not throwing any shade in the Detroit Tigers because, I mean, look at what they've done. They've obviously competed very well. But, I mean, against a team that really, I think a lot of people thought Houston was probably going to handle quite easily, especially with the second half that Houston had. Going into that, I guess you can also give consideration to the second half that Detroit had because Detroit was just on fire the second half of the season. And honestly, this might be the year of the underdogs here, Robbie, because you got Detroit taking down. You got Detroit taking down Houston. And you got the Kansas City Royals taking on the Baltimore Orioles.
Can we recap games first?
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's so far that it's the playoff of the underdogs. Okay.
I love it. Zachary, guess what? The fucking Houston Astros, they are eliminated.
Christ.
God, it gives me such fucking joy. And is it so poetic that Ryan Presley, who has been their closer for the past couple of years, goes into this year as their setup man as they bring in Josh Hader on a 5-year, $95 million. And you heard Michael Kay with the buffed audio because there was a lot of problems with the ESPN technical difficulties yesterday. Saying Ryan Presley has been perfect in the postseason until he was no longer perfect as he gave up the tying run. They bring in Josh Hader, and He got the bases loaded after there were runners on first and second. And Ibanez comes up to the plate. And you hear Todd Frazier after multiple fastballs saying, at some point, you got to just switch it up. You got to throw your slider. You got to throw your slider. You got to throw your slider. Probably said for 2 or 3 straight pitches. And in the second or third straight pitch, Ibanez puts it down the line into the wall for a base hit, a bases clearing double. And the Tigers never looked back, Zachary. They take game 2 after taking an impressive game 1. Game 1 was understandable. Tariq Skubal, who's probably going to be the AL Cy Young Award winner.
Guy's on fire this year.
But I'll tell you what, Zach. I understand the reasoning as to why the Astros didn't have Justin Verlander on their wildcard roster because he was so bad. However, I get that his performance was bad, but at the end of the day, it's fucking Justin Verlander, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't take one of your trash bullpen arms and say you're not on and have Verlander set up as a possible long run, or hell, even for that 1 inning. Justin Verlander, I understand, is nowhere close to him. I mean, the guy's over 40 years old, and let's not forget, the Astros aren't paying that $43 million, or at least most of it. That belongs to the New York Mets. They're paying Justin Verlander to get eliminated from the postseason. I question that move highly.
Yeah, I mean, especially just even having like a veteran presence in there, even if he got out for 1 inning. You know, the guy's been there. He's won a World Series before. He's been through multiple playoff runs. I mean, just having him, like, not to say obviously he was in the locker room and shit with the guys, but just to have him being a part of it all, I think might have gone a long way. But I guess we'll never know because it only took 2 games for these Houston Schmastros to drift off away into their a little bit late summer vacation.
Fucking love it. And the other thing that we got to talk about as it pertains to the Astros, Zachary, that could be the last game Alex Bregman plays in a Houston Astros uniform.
Free agent.
Ooh. What team will inquire about him? Maybe the Toronto Blue Jays.
Don't just keep that team name out of your mouth.
Well, we got
the Blue
a little bit.
We're going to talk about him, and I'm going to have some choice words.
I can't wait. I cannot fucking wait. Yes, Zach, I mean, the Astros. Yes, go on. My apologies.
I don't really. I mean, do you see him going somewhere else?
Yes. I view the Astros viewing Alex Bregman as a Carlos Correa situation where it's like, we just don't need
We're
you.
not paying you?
Yeah.
Well, what would be some like potential landing spots for him? I'm not
shitting.
I don't want to sound like an idiot here. He's the third baseman.
Yes, I'm not shitting.
I guess realistically, Toronto does need
Toronto.
a third baseman.
Toronto. I want to go ahead and say the Yankees potentially, but the problem is they're going to give all that money to Juan Soto. That I don't know if they can. Toronto's the first one that really pops up in my head, Zach. I mean,
yeah, but
you
what's going to happen
badly.
I would thoroughly enjoy it. Like, what do you think a Bregman contract would be? Like, he's like a
25 million.
Oh, okay, that's actually nice than what I thought it was going to be.
He's not getting 30 from anybody, so 25 million maybe max. Let me look. I know Alex Bregman. I think his number's dips. Please hold, Alex. What I'm going to do is record so it's right here instead of trying to reach over the microphone and touch the keys on there. Alex Bregman. Here we go. Baseball reference.
Kick my lapper.
Why would you want to do that? Okay, so his numbers were kind of relevant to last season. Very, very similar. As a matter of fact, the OPS is just a couple, like 30 points under. 260 batting average, 315 on base percentage, which dipped from 363, a 453 slug, a 768 OPS. You know what OPS is, Zach, right?
No, to be honest with you, I actually do not.
So when I read off batting average, on base percentage, and slug percentage, I believe that's what it all comes out to. No, I'd like to because that'd be over 900 OPS. Yeah, you know what? I don't know what the fuck how it fucking correlates. I don't know. Maybe it's between on base and slug percentage. I don't fucking actually. Yeah, I think it is. Let's find out right now. You know why? Because I'm a fucking genius. I'm in a good fucking. I'm in a good fucking.
This guy's firing away today.
It's such a fucking.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Robbie. I had my buddies
on base and slug.
It's okay. It's my buddy Mark Demizio's birthday today, so shut up, Mr. Mark.
Happy birthday, Mr. Mark!
And I went and stopped by his house today after work, and my buddy Dan was over there. My buddy Dan decided to roll what we call an extendo, which is two blunts attached together like such. So, folks, I'm just going to air it all out for you here, guys. I'm higher than a set of draft titties right now, but we're going to get the job done. Okay? Happy 54th wedding anniversary to the Clarks.
54 years of love. Congratulations, Grammy and Grandpa.
Hope they're getting their freak on tonight. Bang, bang, baby.
You sick fuck.
How's that sick? They're married for 54 years.
Bedroom's right there. I don't want to listen to that.
Well,
I don't think the walls are thin. Okay. So, Zachary, Alex Bregman, the 768 OPS is combined with the on-base percentage and the slug, a 260 batting average. Well, Zachary, he's a two-time All-Star. He's a two-time World Series champion. I mean, I don't see a reason why Toronto doesn't potentially bring this guy in as a potential leader. I mean, you guys need a leader and to reunite with George Springer. Why not? Why not do it?
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't even. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, Bob! I couldn't even. I couldn't even fucking think of what the hell Toronto's gonna look like next year.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
For those of you guys just listening audibly, Bob just basically said that his dad is too old to get hard-ons anymore. Is what he's alluding to right there. They're old. Dad probably can't get it up anymore.
I would never say that about you. That is
gas station dick pills. But Plouffe does have actually a pretty good point there. The gas station dick pills do work like a charm, I tell you. But Robbie, let's keep into baseball here. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
This is on this fucking show. What the fuck? What is
so
happening?
Bregman probably won't be an Astro next year. I take him on the Blue Jays. Okay, this chat's getting out of control now. It's getting out of control, I tell you.
This is amazing. Hit the share button. Friends involved with this fucking chaos and nonsense.
But Mr. Robbie.
Oh, wait. Before we go, yes,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
AJ Hinch can make me run through the wall. Please hold.
Oh, here we go. Oh, is this one of their 95,000 celebrations?
Everybody said we weren't playoff tested. We just passed the biggest test of the year to date, but there's more coming, okay? Never know. Get it going. Hey, listen, hold on. Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
Somebody did let the Tigers get hot, Zachary. Somebody did.
Somebody come get her. She's dancing like
notes I can give you about the Detroit Tigers as it pertains to their salary. So Javi Baez was out for the rest of the year with, I believe, hip surgery. So
worst contract in the league.
Yeah, arguably, for sure. Their highest paid player, I think, is Tariq Skubal at a little over $2 million a year, I believe. Okay.
Wow, nice.
These are the contracts that they are paying this year. You ready?
Yep.
I believe altogether it's over $115 million altogether. Javi Baez leads a list of $25 million season-ending injury. Kente Maeda, who they signed in the offseason, was left off the playoff roster. Jack at $14 million. So Javi's at 25. Kente Maeda's at 14. Jack Flaherty's at $9.3 million. He was traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Miguel Cabrera retired last year at $8 million. Mark Canha at $7.7 million was traded. Shelby Miller, $3.1 million was released. Andrew Chafin, $2.88 million was traded. And then from there, I believe their highest paid player is Tariq Skubal.
Wow. So, I mean, getting it done on a budget here in Detroit.
I believe the oldest player on their playoff roster right now, I could definitely get fact-checked. I'm probably wrong about this, but I think I heard in the broadcast, is 28 years old.
Damn.
That's fucking insane, dude.
So this team might be good for a long time is what you're trying to tell me?
No, I'm not going to say that. I think it's like what AJ Hinch said, who let the Tigers get hot. They got hot, and they're going to try to carry that momentum when they go into the face on the Cleveland Guardians in the best of 5.
Cleveland Guardians. Well, Robbie, like you just said here, Detroit Tigers did, in fact, get pretty hot. Another team that's riding some serious steam here, Robert. The Kansas City Royals, your inevitable matchup here in the AL. CS? Was it ALDS?
DS.
DS, yes. Kansas City Royals, Robbie, take 2 in a row against the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore's offense was just non-existent here in the playoffs. I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is definitely the reigning or the shining star here for the Kansas City Royals, Robbie. Is there any sort of concern here? Or is this kind of what you wanted to happen?
If anybody should be concerned, it should be the Orioles. I don't even want to talk about Bobby Witt yet. Okay. The Baltimore Orioles, in 2 home games, 1 run is all they got, and that was yesterday off of a Cedric Mullins home run. Gunnar Henderson, 0 for 7 with 4 strikeouts, including a strikeout that ended their series and their season. Adley Rutschman, who Zach was on record saying the best catcher in baseball when we were doing our preseason predictions. 1 for 8 with 2 strikeouts. Ryan Mountcastle, who has expressed his frustrations with that wall in left field that I was talking about that I thought would have been to their advantage, which clearly it wasn't. 0 for 7 with 4 strikeouts. Anthony Santander, who had the most home runs heading into the series on the Baltimore Orioles, 1 for 8 with 2 strikeouts. Jordan Westbrook, 1 for 6 with 1 strikeout. Colton Cowser, 1 for 7, 3 strikeouts. 1 run. The Baltimore Orioles have now lost 10 consecutive playoff games dating back to 2014.
Sorry, I'm just reading these comments here, and Steve, what the fuck is going on?
Oh my God. This is getting out of control.
All right. Both you two, hey, both you two, fucking relax, okay? We're trying to do a goddamn show over here, not listen to you two fucking retards go back and forth in the chat.
And Zach just dropped the R word, and it was well warranted. Well warranted.
Anyways, Robbie, like you just said here, the offense from the Orioles was just abysmal, man. It wasn't there from this young stud team we've seen all year, batting balls left, right, and center. Jeez, almost dropped my mic. Yeah, they were just a complete different. They were a shell of themselves in these playoffs, Robbie, and Kansas City made quick work of them. Quick work. Excuse me. So that leaves the ALDS series set in stone, Robert. Yankees taking on the Kansas City Royals. And the Detroit Tigers against the Cleveland Guardians. Now,
and I forgot to mention, Zach, really quick. The Houston Astros had a very impressive streak. Let's give them credit where credit's due. 7 straight seasons in the ALCS, and that all started in 2017 with AJ Hinch, and AJ Hinch ended it. How fucking poetry! That's so poetic.
That's called fitting right there, my friend. That's called sports karma. Hopefully AJ got out of there before they started cheating, because I want to cheer for AJ.
Well, he was part of the reason why they were cheating.
Oh.
Yeah, he was one of the masterminds behind it.
Okay, well, AJ, you also can go fuck yourself, too, at the same time, though.
Hey, but at least he's showing that he's able to win games without cheating in Detroit. There's no way to cheat, at least so you think.
How do we know he's not cheating in Detroit if he was the mastermind?
We'll find out in 3 years. We'll find out in 3 years.
Now, Robbie, how do you want to... Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yes. Okay. So you have the Yankees, and then you have 3 teams in the AL Central. The Guardians, the Tigers, and the Royals. You know, Zach, I think I really underestimated the Royals because I really wanted the Royals over the Orioles. I think I really overlooked the pitching there. Cole Reagans and Seth Lugo are all-stars. They are phenomenal. I know what we can get out of Garrett Cole in the postseason. And he got hot at the right time towards the end of the season, which is what you need outside of facing the Red Sox, because the Red Sox do own Garrett Cole. I'm on the record of saying that. You heard it here first. Yeah. The Red Sox, more specifically, Rafael Devers owns Garrett Cole. Okay. Carlos Rodon worries me. Carlos Rodon has had, I'd say, a major bounce back season, but there have been times where you see the Rodon of last year where it's a little worrisome. So after him, do you go Michael King? Do you go Clark Schmidt? Wait, did I say Michael King?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, Michael King's with the Padres. We got to talk about that in a little bit. I might say Clark Schmidt or Luis Heel. I don't know what general direction they're going to go in. And then as it pertains to the hitters, I'm on the record of saying it again. Anthony Rizzo going down is a major hit. Yes, Anthony Rizzo hasn't been good in the regular season the last 2 seasons. Although when he came back, his defense was drastically improved. So now they got a question mark at first base. Is it going to be Oswaldo Cabrera? Is it going to be Ben Rice? Is it going to be DJ LeMahieu? I'm telling you right here, right now, do not play DJ LeMahieu. I understand you're getting him $20 million, but DJ LeMahieu is done. Those foot injuries.
LeMahieu is LeMahieu. Yeah, I got his ass.
And I love DJ LeMahieu, but it's over. So you got to go with Cabrera or Ben Rice. My money would say Ben Rice. Cabrera, you can use late in games for defensive purposes for Jazz at third base, and then you can slide Jazz over to second for Gleyber. So I'll tell you one thing, though. I am more confident as I'm really trying to like play cautious here and like take the Orioles serious and not lightly. I feel much better about my prediction in March about the Yankees making it to the World Series. This may be the easiest path to the World Series the Yankees have had with Aaron Judge on roster. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong because
you are probably right, but it's also just something as a sports fan of the team you shouldn't say because now you just jinx yourself. Now you just completely jinx yourself. The Royals are going to sweep you guys.
Everybody's fucking saying it, so I'm not the only one.
The Royals are going to sweep you guys next series now, just because you said that.
They're not gonna fucking sweep. If they sweep us, I'm doing the show shirtless.
Okay, for the love of God, I hope they don't sweep you.
Wait, it's already been determined. Lock it in. If the Royals sweep the New York Yankees, Robbie's shirtless, and you have to look at my man boobs.
Folks, that might be an audio only episode for you guys.
I'll put the camera down here so you can see all my figure. Like that.
No, thank you. You know where it is right now? It's just fine. But, I mean, it's definitely not the series I want to see, Robbie. You know, like it doesn't really have much aura behind it, if we're going to be honest here. But you know me, I would like to see Kansas City take you guys down.
But
no, there's no buts.
So
Royals,
you're
Royals in 5.
Yeah, okay.
It's a 5-game series, right?
Yes, retard.
Okay. Well, okay, that's not very nice.
Yep. Okay, so this is the first time the Yankees and the Royals have faced off in the postseason, I believe, since 1980. And you had the battle of who's going to win the MVP between Bobby Witt and Aaron Judge facing off. I mean, kind of poetic as it pertains to that series. All right, let's talk about the Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers, Zachary. By the way, the postseason division series games kick off on Saturday. The first game played will be the Tigers and the Guardians, followed by either the Mets or the Brewers, the Mets or the Brewers against the Phillies, which, by the way, we got that all wrong. That's kind of my fault because I was trying to figure the whole thing out.
Yeah, we fucked that one up. It's okay.
No, I fucked that up, but it's okay. Mets or the Brewers are going to face the Phillies. The Royals and the Yankees are going to play at 6:38, and the Padres and Dodgers are playing 8:30. And I have one complaint. Why is Bob Costas calling the fucking game? That guy is the most boring announcer in history. He makes Joe Buck.
Fuck you, Bob.
Famer. What did my dad do to deserve that?
I thought the guy's name was Bob Costas.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just normally used to you just saying that to Dad. It's a drive to left field. The ball's high. Verdugo goes back at the wall, and it is gone. And Bobby Witt Jr. hits a solo home run. As he rounds the bases, the Royals will have the first run of the lead and lead by a score of 1-0.
I like that right there. That's just to the point. It's all you need.
It's gay.
Crisp.
It's gay.
He's fucking gay, love. I can tell you one thing about this series, Robbie. I'm going to be riding with the Detroit Tigers.
How do you not ride with the Tigers going into the series? How do you not?
You got to go with them.
You kind of do.
Cinderella story. And I mean, the team has been absolutely scorching fire hot for the second half of the season.
Agreed.
Especially to end it out the last few weeks of the season leading up into the playoffs. They had to be pretty much almost perfect to make playoffs, and they succeeded in that.
I'll tell you one thing right now. If this goes to Game 5, I'm going to Game 5. I went to Game 5 2 years ago, and they won. And I'm telling you this right now, too. I haven't been to a Yankee game this season. Not one. Because I said, before the season started, the only time I'm going to Yankee Stadium is when they go to the World Series.
Well, you better start saving, but don't worry, you'll have some money to save or some years to save until that happens because, like I said, the Royals are going to take him down.
Shut your fucking face. Shut your fucking mouth. So we're both riding with the Tigers against the Cleveland Guardians, correct?
Yes.
Now,
Yes,
the
yes,
only
yes.
advantage I think the Guardians have compared to the Tigers is the hitting, significantly. Although the Tigers are doing the right things, playing small ball, swinging at 3-0 pitches in the right spot, not chasing when it's 3-0 because most times you're going to get a fastball.
Yeah.
They don't have a Jose Ramirez who has 39 home runs. They don't have a Josh Naylor who can pop the ball pretty good. That is going to be the difference maker. Can Spencer Torkelson find his way back with his big bat? Very doubtful because he was sent down to AAA this year. So it's very, very doubtful that'll happen. So it's just a matter of, will they be able to somehow match the power game with Cleveland? And my money is no.
I'm probably going to have to agree with you
I'm
there.
still going to ride with the Tigers.
Yeah, there's just something about them this year where you got to back them up. But I mean, like you just mentioned though, Robbie, it is baseball, right? It takes a couple swings of the bat to get into that different sort of groove, and maybe Torkelson can get back into where he was at points last season. Not really so much this season.
I don't think he will, unfortunately.
But we're still both going Tigers, Robbie, and I say we move it on
Go
to
Tigers!
the NL. Like Robbie said, we're still waiting for one series to end. Brewers and Mets go down, I believe, in half an hour?
Yes. No, I believe it's 10 minutes. It's
7:10.
Yeah, it's a 7 o'clock start time.
7 o'clock start. So that game is starting momentarily here, folks.
Yeah. So leave us on your phones or whatever and turn that game on if you can. But leave us. Well, I know you want to break that down first, but should we talk about the series that ended?
Yeah, let's get into the series that ended.
Well, unfortunately.
Poor Marky.
I'm sorry, Marcus.
Chop.
The Atlanta Braves, who fought like hell to get into the playoffs, ended up getting swept by the Padres. And Zach, I hate to say it because I was happy that they somehow made it. This would have been a more competitive series with the Diamondbacks in there. I mean,
I think so too.
There's Austin Riley and Acuna being hurt, and Albies has been on and off the IL all year. Ozuna's been their best hitter, and he produced something. Soler had a nice home run, but the injuries caught up to him. And then not having Chris Sale in the wild card round really fucked them too.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a massive loss in the rotation. The Cy Young this year probably for the NL, and then you also look back to what happened this season. You got no Acuna, you got no Spencer Strider. Mm-hmm. The injuries that this team happened this year was just something you would not want to wish upon anybody.
No.
Somehow they still crawled their way into a playoff spot, which is something. But you know what it's kind of like, Robbie?
What's that?
It's kind of like when you catch a big fish, right? You hold it out of the water for a little bit, and then you put it back in. It's kind of going belly up for a little bit, right?
Right.
And then it just regains that little bit of consciousness to swim back into the water. But we know when it gets back in there, it's probably just going to get fucked up by another one of those fishes. And I know that was a terrible analogy, but that was the Atlanta Braves, you know? They were getting held out of water. They got put back in. They came back to life for a little bit. Mm-hmm. But we all know, like that little fish, they are dead.
Unfortunately.
Like I said, I'm high as hell right now, so that didn't make any sense, guys. Just bear with me here. But the Padres might be. Are we looking at a for real team here, Robbie? They got the Dodgers coming up. They got
the Dodgers coming up, and they took down the Dodgers, I think, 2 years ago in the division series.
That.
Again, it could happen again. Luis Arraez, Fernando Tatis Jr. was absolutely fantastic. Jackson Merrill was good. Jerkerson, Profar, Manny Machado struggled. Bogarts has been struggling. But Kyle Higashioka with 2 home runs. But what we should talk about, honestly, is Game 1. Game 1, Michael King was incredible in Game 1. Unbelievable. I got to see if I could find the first game here. But he was dominant. He was fucking incredible.
I have not watched too much of these MLB playoffs, man. I've been slacking.
I mean, we get up early for work, dude. It's hard. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, and 7 innings, Zachary. God bless you.
God, yeah.
In 7 innings.
Coming, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm listening.
In 7 innings pitched, Michael King, 12 strikeouts.
God damn, that man was on. That man is on fire.
That's a good little duet we had right there.
I'm bringing up the singing tonight, motherfuckers.
I like it.
No, but it's another team that I actually do enjoy watching here is the Padres. And honestly, I think the Dodgers are going to have their hands full here, Robbie.
They are going to have their hands full. I think Padres have a little bit of advantage on starting pitching outside of Joe Musgrove leaving the game, who is going to get evaluated for right elbow tightness, which is not good. I believe he has had Tommy John surgery in the past, so that is not the news you want to hear. I don't know what the status is of Yu Darvish. I don't think he's on the wildcard roster, if the roster at all, to be completely honest with you. But they do have Dylan Cease still, so that's a major, major plus. I mean, that trade really benefited them in the long run if you really think about it. Can I load up their rosters here, potentially? I'm going to try. I don't think I can, Zachary. Sorry, I don't think I can.
Balls.
But game one, it's going to be Jack Flair versus Dylan Cease, and I'll tell you what, I'm giving advantage to fucking Padres all day.
Cease the guy from the White Sox?
Was from the White Sox, yes.
Yeah, I remember that fella. Well, Padres are going to get the advantage on my end as well, too. I'd like to see another little upset here coming in this MLB playoffs.
He threw the no-hitter against you, right?
Probably. I mean, I can't even remember, but probably.
Remember when you guys had a no-hitter going to the ninth inning?
Fuck off. Fuck off. How does that sound? Fuck off. Let's talk about one last series here, Robbie. The one that will be ending today, the one that just started about 1 minute ago. The New York Mets and the Milwaukee Brewers. Winner go home. I am going to ride with the team of destiny, the New York Mets.
I'm not. I'm going to go with the Brewers.
Bitch. You
And
fucking bitch.
And it's not out of hatred because I hate the Mets. It's a matter of Jose Quintana is your pitcher for today. Jose Quintana has been decent this year. I think he's like 10-10 with a 3.8 ERA, but
That's not
Jose
great.
Quintana is fucking old, dude. This dude is how old now? Let's see. Jose Quintana, 35 years of age, doesn't have the velocity that he once had. 3.86 ERA on the road. And
that motherfucker old.
Against the Brewers this year, 9 innings pitch in 2 starts, which is not good. In the 9 innings, he's given up 11 hits and 4 runs.
Okay, well, I might be taking. You know what? I'm still gonna ride with my original pick that I just made there, but I'm not feeling near as strongly about it, Robert. I'm gonna be honest with you, not feeling near as strongly. Plus, Milwaukee is also a hell of a team too.
Jackson Churro, I mean, holy shit, dude! The 2 home runs yesterday were fucking massive. And I'll tell you what, when the Mets lose the series, because unfortunately I think they will, and even if they don't, I'll tell you what, this motherfucker has had 0 production this playoffs, and as a matter of fact, for most of the year. Pete Alonso's got to go.
Yep.
Don't save all that. God almighty.
He sucks.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Save that money and try to bring in Juan Soto.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Robert. You're a growing man.
Cheers.
No, yeah. Really, the Mets have been. It's been the Francisco Lindor show here, Robert.
Lindor.
But we will. I guess we'll be providing live updates here. It's like I guess we won't do a fucking preview of the next series. Honest to God, whatever 2 teams win this, the Phillies are gonna.
We gave previews for AL. We did.
The Phillies are gonna be whatever team.
I agree. The Phillies are going to be whatever team, and the Padres are going to take down the Dodgers, in my opinion. We're going to get a rematch of Padres-Phillies, and then I'm going to say we get Yankees-Tigers. Go Tigers.
Okay, Mr. Robbie, can I get into a little bit of baseball news here that has to be talked about here?
Hold on. Do you need a drop? Do you need some played?
Nope, that's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to give the entire floor here to my co-host. He's going to get the full big screen here. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Roden.
Just want to make sure this thing is
good.
working here.
Yes,
okay, good. Guys, there's really only one thing to say about what the Toronto Maple Leafs, what the Toronto Blue Jays have done. Again, have you guys ever looked up what the definition of insanity is? Because if you haven't, I'm here to tell you what it is right now. The definition of insanity goes as follows: doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. And let me assure you something right here, folks. Not only is who's ever running the Blue Jays a full-on absolute retard, but they are also completely insane. Because when you have a chance to make a change and fucking Maybe get rid of Ross Atkins. Maybe get rid of John Schneider. John Schneider should have been fired 2 years ago, Robbie. I was almost certain that after this season here, with going into the season with all the talk about how, this could be the Jays' year. Look at this team on paper. This could be the Jays' year. It is never going to be the fucking Jays' year because we have absolute morons making decisions here. For instance, guys, great news. GM Ross Atkins and manager John Schneider are returning for the 2025 fucking season. It's like, what are we expecting is going to happen if we keep bringing back this same pile of horse shit every single year to run our team from the management side, from the bench side? It is an asinine decision. We're going to get fucked again. I mean, it's, to me, Robbie, it's just, why am I even a Blue Jays fan if this is the type of bullshit they're going to make me go through? Both of these two fucking idiots should have been fucking canned. They should have been standing in an unemployment line, and yet now both these two assholes have a job going into next season. I got nothing else to say, but what a stupid, retarded fucking decision.
I'm so sorry.
Bunch of dumb motherfuckers running this goddamn team. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that guy who shares a similar body style to Alek Manoah.
Well, Zach, I for sure thought you guys were going to get rid of Ross Atkins at least. And I mean, it's like you said, you're basically beating a dead horse here, essentially. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, what kind of a GM goes into an offseason not having a plan B? I mean, let's be honest here. Toronto definitely made a run. They definitely came very, very close. But the second Ohtani chose the Dodgers, Ross Atkins was like, well, we're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
That kind of preparation
Great. It's like
is a loser mentality. Not to mention, too, I don't remember if it was Johnny or what we saw on Twitter, but it was reported that, like, there's no continuity on the Blue Jays. It's like high school. It's like you have your cool kids group, your bully group, your nerd group, your goth group. Like, everyone, like, they're not collectively together as a team. It's like they all have their own little friend groups. In sports, especially baseball and basketball, I'd say. Hockey, there's so many different lines. Football, there's like 40 people on the sidelines. You have to be together. You have to have a common goal and like show that, you know, there's no stereotypes and like you're all together on this. And John Schneider, Ross Atkins have failed that. I'd say the only thing Ross Atkins did that was good was the haul he got in turn for Yusei Kikuchi. Outside of that, dude, your farm system is ass. Vladdy's the only one that's panning out right now after Bo Bichette looked really terrible. Nate Pearson was supposed to be the next stud starting pitcher. He stinks. Alek Manoah gets more bloated as the years goes on. Alejandro Kirk is so fat to the point where his knees are going to give out behind the plate.
Hey, shut up.
I'm sorry, but like, you tell me when I'm telling a lie.
Keep going then.
I think I touched all bases. You see the frustration out of Bassett, out of Kevin Gausman, and it's like, they just don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Well, it's because obviously it doesn't seem like the fucking Blue Jays care. And by the way, your dad called me a pothead, so I want to call him a pot belly. But I feel like that's that might be just going a little too far. You pot belly pig. But yeah, it's gonna be just the same old this year for the Jays, Robbie. You know what's nice though? Now at least I can go in with
no expectations.
I can go in there and just be like, hey, we're gonna be shit this year. Let's just have some fun, play some baseball, maybe get a few dubs out there.
Like how I am with Brooklyn and the Patriots. I just know we're going to be shit this year.
And how I am with the Browns, which we'll get into later. Oh, Mr. Ryan. But Mr. Robbie, we do have a little bit more baseball news to go over here.
Yeah, let's get into this.
Okay, starting off with here, obviously we had the news last week about Mr. Pete Rose dying. Sports world is buzzing about the absence from the Hall of Fame. I mean, Robbie, I think we both agree this man belongs in the baseball Hall of Fame. We're talking about probably the greatest hitter of all time. I mean, just like a pure hitting standpoint, not a power hitter, but just a guy that could hit the ball. And sure, he gambled when he was a manager, so put him in as a player.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand this. And now this bullshit thing is they're gonna end up putting this guy in now that he's dead, and it's gonna take away from it. He should have been able to live through his own ceremony and watching him get that, whatever they call it, was it an urn? What do they make that thing? Your little, they make the face or whatever.
Yeah, the plaque.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't the word I was thinking, but that'll work. I don't know, Rob. What do you think?
This is the first thing I think right here. Who made this tweet, Zachary? That'd be Major League.
MLB.
Fuck off, dude. Kick fucking rocks. You know, I listened to a lot of videos today. Please hold.
That was not a good look for me there, and I just saw myself looking. Okay, sorry. Go on. I am stoned right now, I tell you.
I watched a couple of videos today. And ironically, the guy who I think shouldn't be talking about baseball at all actually had a very good point, and that'd be Mr. Stephen A. Smith of ESPN First Take. This guy is banned from the Baseball Hall of Fame. But he's allowed to go to these ballparks, such as Cincinnati, when they put him in the Reds Hall of Fame. In 2022, he was in Philadelphia to celebrate the World Series championship that they won with Pete Rose on the team. Did you know, Zach, that when his son made his major league debut, most times MLB will say, we're going to give you a suite, we're going to give you free seats or whatever, so you can watch your kid make his debut. Pete Rose had to pay for his own ticket to watch his kid make his major league debut. Ty Cobb is in the Hall of Fame. Ty Cobb was the biggest, which, by the way, Pete Rose broke his all-time hit record. Ty Cobb was one of the biggest scumbags on the planet Earth. Granted, it was the early 1900s, but the dude was a dick, okay? You have murderers in the Baseball Hall of Fame. You have people that were so racist towards Jackie Robinson in the Hall of Fame. What do they say about America? Are we not the land of second chances? Are we not the land about forgiveness?
I thought you guys were the land of the free.
I mean, we are a land of the free. I mean, free to the immigrants for sure. That's another story and topic of discussion.
Yeah, we're getting bombarded by those grants over here too in Canada. Get back! Yeah, I'm just kidding. Keep going.
Yeah, get the fuck out is what you want to say.
Get the fuck back to where you came from.
You're so fucking stoned. It's hilarious. And the word that I can use best, hypocrite. BetMGM, FanDuel, DraftKings,
all sponsors now.
Score App, ESPN Bet, all betting partners of Major League Baseball. And you ban the guy still to this day, all because Bud Selig wanted him to say, I'm a liar. Bud Selig, by the way, the more stories we hear about this guy, the more of a dickhead he really is. I don't like Rob Manfred, but it makes Rob Manfred look like a fucking saint. Bud Selig is a fucking dead cocksucking loser. Pete Rose, yes. Did he do the wrong thing? Sure, he did. But at the end of the day, he did it as a manager. Pete Rose, the player, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. No if,
exactly.
And if you have people that are from the steroid era that actually took steroids before they were found guilty still in the Hall of Fame, what are we doing? And you know what, Zach? If I was the Pete Rose family, I'd say, I don't care if it's 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100, 1,000, 1,000,000, until the sun fucking explodes. He's not allowed to go in that Hall of Fame because it meant so much to Pete Rose that he wrote out a handwritten letter to Rob Manfred expressing how sorry he was and why he thinks he belongs, and they still said no. Don't put him in the Hall of Fame now because Pete Rose physically wanted to be there. Yeah, Pete Rose is probably watching as he passed away, unfortunately, at the age of 82 or 83. Pete Rose needs to physically be there. And the fact that it'll never happen because of something that happened over 30, 40, 50 years ago, when back in 1999, when he first returned back onto the field since the incident, that they gave him a standing ovation because they understood like who he is. It is bullshit. Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, it's never going to happen because of a bullshit past when all it was gambling and he wasn't a fucking murderer or a racist. That's what I'm
Yeah.
going to say.
Also, just to note, Pete Rose, most hits in MLB history at 4,256.
17-time All-Star,
Yeah.
23-year career.
Impressive
Charlie
numbers here.
Hustle.
Robbie, we got one more bit of MLB news to go over here, and then we can move on to some NFL football here. Miami Marlins making some moves here, Robbie. They have fired over 70 staff members, including the entire coaching staff. It is a clearing of the house in Miami, with the Marlins finishing very near the bottom of the league this year. Is this I don't want to say an overreaction, but I mean, 70 people. Is this maybe a bit of an overreaction, or is this
I don't know
well-warranted?
what the fuck they're doing. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, dude. Miami has gone so far backwards since when they first opened up that stadium, dude. They have gone drastically backwards. The reason I want to bring that topic up, Zachary, you would think it's Miami, Florida. Look at the Dolphins. Look at the Heat. Look at the Panthers. Like, who the fuck doesn't want to play in fucking Miami with that beautiful weather all year round and great attendance?
Yeah.
Oh wait, the Marlins in their brand new stadium. The only time they can fill attendance is when you have teams like the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Cubs, and the Dodgers coming into town. Outside of that, not much. Can't really sell many seats. So here's what I want to say, Zachary. I get the stadium opened up not too long ago.
Yep.
I'm just going to put it out there right now. Sell the team and move it to Oakland. Sell the team and move it
Robbie,
to Oakland.
it's not going to happen.
Of course it's not going to happen. But, Zach, the reason why MLB was so against Oakland was because of the attendance and the problems outside of there. There's a lot of problems outside of that stadium, Miami, and the attendance is the problem too. So let me tell you something. Let them move to Oakland, build a new stadium, because for the first time in many years, people saw what the Oakland A's fan base can actually be. And the Miami Marlins fan base, there's little to none. They have 2 World Series championships, and they're all just a bunch of bandwagon fans if you really think about it. They don't give a fuck about the Marlins, man. And that's crazy, too, to say that they're also my NL team. I love the Miami Marlins, but at this point, dude, you think they're going to have a better season after just firing 70 coaches and getting rid of their 2 franchise players, both to the New York Yankees? It's not going to happen.
It ain't going to happen, bitch.
So at the end of the day, as it pertains to that, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know what their strategy is. They have no money to spend on free agents. I don't know, dude. I thought it was just worth noting that they might have a worse record than the Chicago White Sox next year.
I am not going to go that far.
I will.
That is a guarantee. But Mr. Robbie, we just did quite the MLB playoff preview and quite a bit of MLB news. That was about almost an hour of baseball talk here, folks. We have not done an hour of baseball talk in quite some while. As I'm talking here, Robbie, I'm giving you the wink to queue up our next little. Actually, she's already queued, isn't she?
Of course she is.
Well, then I think it's time, folks, that we dive into a little bit of NFL football. Football. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson sucks at football.
We know.
Folks.
Before you continue, so we don't get this fucking argument, I told Zach before the show, I have not made my 3 2 1-point plays because this guy had a fucking pussy bitch fit the last time when I had
Because
the Cowboys
you're
at +5 at the time I saw it, made the bet, and then they got moved to 5.5, and it was my fault that they're at +5. So what site am I using? Am I using ESPN? Am I using FanDuel? Or am I using DraftKings? Which one am I using, dickface?
DraftKings.
Well, I use FanDuel, so fuck you.
Okay, well then why would you ask?
Just so I could tell you no.
Actually, use FanDuel because I have FanDuel as well too. That's what we use for our official odds. You bitch ass pussy. Anyway,
Hey!
Robert.
Zachary.
Before we get into our picks, Robbie, we have a bit of news we need to go over.
Oh yeah, we do.
And now this man's name has been thrown into the trade speculation for what seems like ever since he started playing for the Raiders. Maybe not when he started playing for the Raiders, but when Derek Carr made his exit, Mr. Davante Adams was all but done being a Las Vegas Raider. Excuse me. And boy, oh boy, Robbie, it looks like this is going to continue. His agent has come out and said he would prefer to be traded somewhere else. This comes after head coach Antonio Pierce apparently likes an Instagram post saying that Davante Adams probably had played his last snap as a Las Vegas Raider. So, Robbie, immediately I got a couple teams jumping off the paper for me.
Before we
That
pick
could
a team, can we pick a side here? Whose side are you on? The Raiders or Davante Adams?
Davante Adams side I'm on
day.
here.
All day. All day.
Davante Adams, when he joined this Raiders team, it was to go play with his buddy Derek Carr. Then he plays 1 year with Derek Carr. Basically, he's getting no help whatsoever, and then they ship Derek Carr away.
Mhm.
And now it's just like, okay, well then this is not what I signed up for
Played
here.
one full season without Derek Carr and Jimmy
Yeah.
Garoppolo, Aiden O'Connell, and the Raiders, I think, finished with 7 wins, and he had a big reason as to why. And then heading into this offseason, I mean, this guy openly came out and said, those rumors are not true. I am a Raider. He was going to stay loyal. And it seemed like since training camp, the coaching staff was against Davante Adams. They had it out for him.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's just I think this has just been a terrible situation for him from the get-go.
Yeah.
It's better for both sides just to get a move on here now. And I mean, you're talking about a guy that still has a lot of game left. I mean, at least for the next season or two. We're talking about an elite wide receiver. Obviously, he's getting up there in age. But Robbie, there are two teams here that I think could very much use. I'm not going to say the Chiefs because let's just be honest here, Robbie.
No chance.
The Raiders and the Chiefs are not making a trade with one another. I think we've already had this discussion.
You're
I can't remember if we talked.
2 first-round picks in the year of like 2045 and
Yeah.
2046. Mahomes is all done.
I got two teams from the AFC though that I think would be calling the phone here. One of them is the Baltimore Ravens, and the other one being the Buffalo Bills. I think would be two teams that might need to make this phone call here, because I mean Buffalo really, they're so weak on the on the receiver core. Not to say they don't have they have question marks, I should say, with this Keon Coleman, Shakir. Like these are not guys that are what you think are going to get you over the hump to win a Super Bowl. But Davante Adams is that guy.
Yep.
I don't care how old the man is. The guy is still elite at being a wide receiver. And I think Buffalo is looking maybe at the year when they had a chance at acquiring McCaffrey. Not to say that McCaffrey and fucking Davante Adams are on the same page here. And they looked at that maybe as thinking that a first-round pick was too much to pay for McCaffrey at that time. I still, to this day, believe that they would have made that trade for McCaffrey, we would have been looking at the Super Bowl champions of that year. They decided not to. They ended up losing. I think that this is a call they might have to make, and then Baltimore for pretty much all the same reasons. I mean, you got fuck's the guy's name? Zay Flowers.
Rashad Bateman.
But after that, but I mean, really, Rashad Bateman is okay. Aguilar's okay.
Mhm.
Like, I think they could definitely use a guy like Davante Adams. There's a lot of teams that could use a Davante Adams. I just think those two teams are two teams that kind of have Super Bowl aspirations that could use him as an immediate jump to that offense.
Two teams that stick out to me, you listed one of them was Buffalo. And I told you I didn't want to be obvious with one, but it has to be obvious. It is the Jets. I mean, the Jets
Yeah.
this is it. This is it for the Jets. That's why I had them win the Super Bowl. This is the year. Okay. They brought in a lot of veterans. Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses. They brought back Alan Lazard. Okay. Garrett Wilson is great. But Garrett Wilson has not played that good thus far through 4 weeks. It's looking like there's some sort of miscommunication between him and Aaron Rodgers, okay? But what you want, eventually at some point, Devontae Adams took over for Jordy Nelson. He was Aaron Rodgers' new favorite buddy, okay? But Jordy Nelson still got his burn. If it's going to take a second-round pick to bring in Devontae Adams, by all means, have our second-round pick. Have our third-round pick. We'll give you a third and a sixth, a third and a seventh. We need this guy badly. The New York Jets, at all costs, whatever it takes, with this former offensive coordinator, to go alongside with Alan Lazard, a former teammate. I think that's why Devontae Adams is so strict on wanting to go into the Jets or the Saints, where he has comfortability with the quarterback.
Yep. And I mean, it makes total sense. The Jets obviously was another one that that was sort of an obvious, or more of an obvious pick. Ryan, I hate to tell you, the Packers, I just do not see that ever happening again.
No, he's just saying New York Packers.
Oh, the New York Packers. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, I think that I mean, between the Jets, between the Bills, there's so many good teams that he's going to go to. I'm going to be so excited to see whichever one of these teams brings up the assets to acquire him. And Robbie, I think we could be seeing something like that happen sooner rather than later. He's pretty much already been ruled out for this week's game against. He's
going to be out all the way to the trade deadline if he's not traded by then.
Yeah, so keep your eye on that, folks. There, but Robbie, Jesus Christ, I think it's time for some points and some picks, my friend. Are you with me?
It's the Week 5 picks for the Spurts Cave, kicking off with Thursday Night Football.
Let me get my notes out here. Thursday Night Football, Robbie. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm actually kind of excited for this game.
I think this game has the potential to be a classic.
It does have potential to be classic, and as it is right now, let me load it up on the Score app. Atlanta Falcons on the Score app are coming in as a minus 2.5 point favorites at home against the Buccaneers. Not both teams. Atlanta Falcons 2-2. Buccaneers leading the NFC South. In front of the Falcons, 3-1, coming off a big win last week, Robbie. I don't give a shit that the Falcons are home, Robbie. I'm taking Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to take down this Falcon squad. But they will not be part of my points pick.
I'm looking at these spreads, and I only like one. There's only one I'm going in confident with my 3-point pick. It's not
Robbie, I'm not going to lie to you. They were tougher this week. You actually might have a good kick at one of mine.
You can swear to God, it's either gonna be the Patriots or the Browns. It's gonna be one of the two. I can already tell by the way you said that.
I'm gonna go kick.
I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins is due. He hasn't had a passing touchdown in 2 games. They were very lucky to win that game against the Saints with the muff punt and then Younghoe Koo 58-yard field goal attempt. By the way, Zach, I don't know about you, but my Week 5 fantasy football lineups are fucked because I have majority Lions players and Eagles players.
Yeah, we actually probably should have made note of that, folks. Week 5, and what brings Week 5 is the first of the bye weeks here, folks. We are missing 4 teams this week, which are no Detroit Lions, no Los Angeles Chargers, no Philadelphia Eagles, and thank God for the love of Christ, no Tennessee Titans. But Robbie, you got the Falcons in that one here. I got the Buccaneers. I do agree. I guess Kirk Cousins is kind of poised for a big game, but you know me. I'm a Baker boy. I'm a Mayfield man, and I'm ready to see Mayfield tear up these damn streets. Robbie, we move to Sunday football here, Robbie. Starting off our Sunday football, we are going across the pond to London, England.
You fucking moron.
We're going across the pond to the UK, mate. It's a time for your tea and your crumpets and time to watch the New York Jets take on the Minnesota undefeated Vikings here, Robert.
Yes, lad.
Oh, Vikings coming in as a... I'm starting to go a little Indian there. It sounds like Vikings are coming in as a minus 2.5. I think there's actually a lot of Indians in the UK, so it makes sense. Vikings coming in as a minus 2.5 point favorites. Also, a lot of Indians in my neighborhood. All right. Vikings minus 2.5 point favorites here in London, England. But the problem with these London games, Robbie, and I hope to fucking God they did something with the turf after what we saw in Brazil, because those fucking Brazilians don't know how to make football turf if their lives depended on it. I'm talking about real football, not your fucking football. But Robbie, we got the Minnesota Vikings in London against the New York Jets here. As I was just saying, tough ones to call. It seems like you really never know who's going to win these ones because you get the long flight, you got the different atmosphere. I mean, it's technically a Vikings home game, but I mean, is it really a fucking home game? No, they're kind of getting shafted here. With all that being said, Robbie, I just am not. I'm not jumping on this Jets offense here. To me, this Jets offense has been completely lackluster. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, but he's not a young prime Aaron Rodgers, and it doesn't seem like he's doing what Tom Brady was doing when he was entering his 40s, if I'm going to be honest. Sorry, Steve. And for those reasons, Robbie, I don't know what it is about this Vikings team here, but I am so backing them this year. I'm taking the Vikings. They are not on my points pick, even though I was very close to taking them on the -2.5. But the uncertainty of playing in the London, UK, love, was what drew me away from that.
Well, it is a very tricky game, as you mentioned, due to the fact that we don't know what kind of offense the Jets have. Because, I mean, to be honest, the only time they looked good was against the Patriots, and they were running a bunch of screenplays, which has kind of been their quota basically every game this year thus far. So, at some point, you got to let Aaron Rodgers throw the ball down the goddamn field. And until that happens, it might happen this week. It might happen. But because I haven't seen enough of it, I'm going to go with the Vikings as well, and I am not going to use them as my point spread.
All right, we are both riding the Vikings in that one, Robbie. Now moving on to the 1 o'clock games. Let's just get this one over with here. The Cleveland Browns, who I'm not going to lie to you, Robbie, at this point, I thought absolute worst case scenario we're going to be 3-1. Here we are, opposite of that, 1-3. And this was one, if you would have asked me at the start of the season, would I have this as a W on my calendar? I'd say absolutely. And let me tell you, folks, going into week 5, Browns going into Washington to play Jaden Daniels and the Red Hot Commanders. Robbie, my tone has changed a wee bit. The Commanders are going to destroy my Cleveland Browns here, Robbie, is my guess. And boy, oh boy, did I come close to taking them as my 1-point play on the -3. But I have to be smart, and I can't do that to my boys because there's still a chance that this defense – I mean, the defense actually has been doing everything they've been supposed to be doing all year. It's this absolute redonkulous offense here ran by just Deshaun sexual assaulter Watson. This guy doesn't know how to fucking throw a football, but he knows how to diddle. So to me, it just makes no sense at all. He's good with his hands, is what I've heard.
Wow.
Deshaun the Diddler. That's his new nickname here, Robbie, on this show. Fuck you, Deshaun. I'm burning your jersey tomorrow. Commanders.
Oh, Zachary. Well, I'm going to take Commanders to win this game as well, and they're my 3-point play.
God, I hope to fucking God. I hope to God.
Dominating football, and they're going against that screwed up team with that banged up offensive line. Yeah, Commanders -3 all day. That's easy. That's easy to me. Now, the only concern I have is no Brian Robinson, but Jane Daniels is freaking stud, so no worries.
Well, I hope to God that we make you eat your words, Robbie, but you're probably going to be right. Let's move on to your team, Robbie. The Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots, which, let's be honest here, folks, this might be the most boring football game you're going to watch all weekend long.
I believe the over-under is 37.5. Let me get that number for you.
36.5 on the score app, Robbie.
36.5. I take the under.
I would probably take the under as well, too. And I'm also going to be taking your New England Patriots -1 as my 1-point play. Just because I wanted to have a little bit of fun this week.
Wait, you said -1?
Yes.
They're -1.5, bitch.
On what, the FanDuel?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I will.
Yeah, fuck you, pussy. You want to play that game with me earlier?
I'm not. But am I crying buckets like you did last week? No, I'm gonna look back and maybe change. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that, motherfucker. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna now change my 1-point play, Robbie, to the Commanders -3. Okay.
You know when you are gonna cry like that again? When your Raptors and your Blue Jays don't make the playoffs.
No, I'm not going to, because that's exactly what I'm expecting to happen.
And it's funny that you're wearing a piece of trash organization on your head right now, that Raptors hat.
It's weird. How many championships has the Brooklyn Nets won?
How many championships do the Toronto Blue Jays have?
We're
How many
talking
Super
about
Bowls do
basketball,
the
though.
Cleveland Browns have?
Hold on, though. How many championships does the Brooklyn Nets have? We're talking about basketball, right? That you were talking about?
Oh,
The-
UConn Huskies, they have 5 or 6 since my existence.
No, we're talking about real championships, not college basketball. Real
That is real championships. Are
real
you kidding me?
championships.
What?
And NBA real professional basketball championships.
All right, Jack, you can have the one to me. I got, since I've been alive, I mean, I'm going to count 2000. I'm not going to count 96, 98, 99 because I was still in diapers. I'm going to count 2000, 2009. So I got 2 with baseball. I got 6 with the Patriots. I'm a winner.
None with basketball. Just make sure we know that. 0 with basketball.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's what we're talking about, though, right?
I accept the fact that my basketball team will never win an NBA championship.
Pussy! Now, why don't we get back into football here, Robbie?
You guys had to intentionally screw up that basketball court so Kevin Durant could rupture his Achilles to win a championship.
No, that was the great
And
medical staff.
You cheered for him. You cheered when he tore his Achilles, you piece
You're
of
fucking
crap.
right, I did. You're fucking right, I did.
You're
And guess what? When I realized the severity, I maybe said, okay, maybe I shouldn't have cheered. But at the start, you're damn right I did. Okay?
You're a cunt.
Just like you would have too.
You're a cunt.
Don't say that cunt word on this show, you fucking cunt. Robbie, we got some games to go over here, sir. I'm taking the Patriots -1. Actually, sorry, I changed my pick to the Browns -3, but I will take the Patriots to beat the Dolphins, Robbie.
As will I.
All right, we got that one down the pack here, Robbie. Carolina Panthers and Andy Dalton. You know, this game is now going for the average of, or the cheapest is the most expensive, cheapest ticket of a game so far this season, Robbie, between the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears.
Was that English?
I fucked it up a little bit, but what I was trying to say was the cheapest. It's either the cheapest ticket is the most expensive, cheapest ticket as an NFL football game this year, or maybe it's the annual or the average ticket price is the most expensive average ticket price of an NFL game so far this year, and it's between the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears. Obviously, we will not be seeing a first overall versus first overall because Andy Dalton is taking over the realm for the Carolina Panthers. Or I shouldn't say we won't be seeing that because you never know. If Ginger Spice Dalton goes down here, then we will be seeing Bryce Young get thrown back into this game. But for everyone's sake, let's hope that does not happen. Bears are on the Score app a 4-point favorite, Robbie. I don't know what they are on FanDuel.
3.5.
3.5, so roughly around the same. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers to win this game, Robbie. I'm not big on Caleb Williams yet. I'm not. Andy Dalton has looked very good, even last week against the Bengals. Like, I mean, he played fantastic. That team was right there with the Cincinnati Bengals, who, in my opinion, are a way better football team than the Chicago Bears team is. Chicago Bears defense is atrocious. Their secondary is pathetic. Not atrocious.
Are you talking about Cincinnati?
Maybe I'm thinking about Cincinnati there.
Yeah, Chicago's defense is pretty good.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter because I'm taking the Ginger Spice Andy Dalton to take down the Chicago Bears because Caleb Williams and his finger painting is not for me. And Andy Dalton's going to be piecing it up. He's going to be piecing it up.
Ginger Spice, huh?
The Ginger Spice.
By the way, I don't know if he's listening or not, but if he is, Isaiah, I don't know if you're here, but in case you are here, I want to see if you're here because this guy was talking to Big Game how he's going to come on the next show. We're live. I'm not calling him. I'm not texting him. Nothing.
Big pussy moves here, Isaiah.
He talked to Big Game. Zachary, I'm going with the Chicago Bears, and it's strictly based off of one guy that finally showed up after freaking 4 weeks. DeAndre Swift. If they can get that production out of DeAndre Swift to open up the passing game for Caleb Williams, it's going to be a lot easier. The defense is pretty good this year for Chicago. Honestly, their biggest disappointment thing that they have is Matt Eberflus as their head coach. They should have brought in Cliff Kingsbury from the start, which they elected not to do. But regardless of the situation, I understand how good Andy Dalton's looked, but I'm going to go with the young Chicago Bears team.
Chicago, the Bears.
The Bears.
Well, Robbie, leading us into the next game here, a 1 o'clock matchup, AFC South Battle Royale, Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the Indianapolis Colts here, Robbie, and the Jacksonville Jaguars on the Score app -3 favorites. God, I came so close taking the Colts on this one, Robbie. And
here.
Okay, so -2.5 is the spread we're going to go with because that's FanDuel.
Yep.
Okay, so -2.5 is the spread we're going to go with, Robbie. Fuck, dude, I already made my fucking picks, but that one sounds pretty fucking enticing.
Are you okay?
No, I'm going to keep it the way it is right now, guys. I am just going to take the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. If Joe Flacco was the quarterback starting this game, which he very well could be, he very well could be, he very well should be, and he very well could be, I probably would have taken him as my +2.5 or +2 play there, Robbie, but we're going to keep it the way it is. I'm just going to take the Colts money line, Jacksonville Jaguars. Excuse me. Dropping to 0-5.
Right now, I'm in my weekly picks thing for Yahoo, and I'm going back and forth right now. I'll tell you what right now. I think the Colts will cover the spread, whether it's Joe Flacco or it's Anthony Richardson. Jonathan Taylor, he's downplayed the injury, said it's not as bad as people think, so there's a good chance he's going to end up suiting up, which is big for me in fantasy football. I'm going to take the Colts with the 2.5, and I'm going to take them with my 1-point play.
You bitch.
Well, I used my 3 and my 2.
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. You know, no, I didn't mean it.
Shut up, bitch!
Fucking slut whore bitch.
Shut up, bitch!
Bitch. Fuck.
Shut up, bitch!
All hail the New York Giants!
Yeah, we're going to be getting into those retards in a little bit. But Robbie is using a 1-point play here. 1-point play, you said?
1-point play plus 2.5 on the Colts, but I'm going to take the Jaguars to win the game.
Damn. There we go, Mr. Robert. Now, Robbie, moving into these next 2 games here to end off the 1 o'clock slate. Oh, baby, baby girl. I wish one of these games was in the 4 o'clock time frame here, which I much prefer when they break the games up 5 and 7. 5 games in the 4 o'clock slots, 7 games in the 1 o'clock slots, than the 8 and 4 that I'm seeing they're doing here, or whatever the numbers, how they break down. But Robbie, this one here is going to be a doozy. Buffalo Bills coming in as basically a pick 'em, -1 favorite on the score. What are they on FanDuel?
I think they're -1.5 on FanDuel.
-1.5, possibly. We're going to get a confirmation on that. Buffalo Bills -1.5 point favorites going in to face the Houston Texans. Bills coming off a game that made them really look like a regular team last week against the Baltimore Ravens here, and they have no easy task here this week going up against the heavy-duty, offensively surged Houston Texans, Robbie. And I'm going to have to ride the Texans here, Robbie. Okay, there we go. I'm going to take the Houston Texans, and I'm going to take them solely for the reason that I don't think Josh Allen's 100% right now. He's been getting banged up pretty good the last couple of weeks. Nico Collins has been, the best receiver in the fucking league so far this year?
Yes.
I mean, the guy has just been a stud through the first 4 weeks. For those reasons right there, I'm going to take the Houston Texans. As I'm saying this, is Joe Mixon playing?
I don't think him and Dameon Pierce are playing. I think Cam Akers is going to be the starting running back, which is a big
Okay, still not practicing. Yep. It also says Tank Dell is questionable as well. He had his reps capped Thursday, but he did have a limited practice. So it doesn't matter, though. I'm still going to be taking the Houston Texans, Robbie.
Well, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. I already used all my points, so obviously I can't use them for the points. And it's everything that you listed there, because with the inability to open up the running game with Joe Mixon and Dameon Pierce being hurt, Cam Akers is ass. He stinks.
Yeah,
and
he is a fucking
it's
pathetic
just not
loser.
helping their cause whatsoever. So for those reasons, I'm going to go with the Bills. Plus, they need a big bounce back game, too. The Texans' defense has been pretty mediocre. The Bills' defense has been pretty good considering all the injuries that they have sustained. Josh Allen will find a way to win on the road in Houston. Yeah. And by the way, Bills Mafia travels very well. Houston's fan base not that good, so.
While we're talking about, I want to just see something here, because I was talking to a gentleman at work the other day about the full return. Oh, fuck, I'm not going to be able to find it. I just saw a tweet about what the full return was with all the players, everything that the Texans ended up getting through Deshaun Watson trade, like whether it was guys they got from Cleveland that they used.
Yeah, I got
mean,
you.
dude,
I got you.
list.
I believe Nico Collins or Tank Dell's on that list.
I believe it was Nico Collins. There was Will Anderson. They had some fucking studs on this list, Robbie. Some studs.
I got you. Analyzing final pieces for Texans for Deshaun Watson trade, May 3rd, 2024, via ESPN. Please hold, Zachary, as it is loading the article. Oh, why is it got to be like this? Why can't it be normal? Like, there's too many descriptions here. I'll find a better site, because I'm not trying to read freaking 97 paragraphs.
Yeah, fucking bastards. Well, Robbie, well, we are both maybe looking for this here.
Here's the final haul.
Oh.
Okay. The 2022 first, 13, was traded to the Eagles for 15 for offensive lineman Kenyon Green. The 2022 fourth was used on running back Dameon Pierce. The 2023 first, number 12, was traded to the Cardinals with 33, and the 2024 first, 27 for Will Anderson. The third pick in 2023 was used for Tank Dell. Yeah, that's what they got. Basically, they got Christian Harris, Thomas Booker, Dameon Pierce, Will Anderson, Kalen Bullock, Tank Dell, Kamari Lassiter, Jamal Hill, and Kate Stover.
Yeah. Oh, what the hell is this? Continue without disabling. Fuck off here. Yeah, first round 2020 Kenyon Green, Will Anderson. Yeah, whatever it is. It's just so much shit, man. So much shit. Let's get
Does it make you want to cry?
And no, it makes you want to fucking murder somebody. But
Zach!
It makes me want to fucking kill someone. We are just joking, guys, here. We're having fun.
No, I'm
having a
not.
good time.
No, I'm not. I, Robbie Clark, have nothing to do with killing. Zach, take it away.
Yeah, I might kill somebody if these Browns keep playing like this. I don't know. Ha ha ha! Just fucking with you folks here. Come on now.
You're going to get us kicked off. Hold on. Pause. Time out. I may say a lot of screwed up shit. You're going to get us kicked off. You're going to get this podcast canceled.
No.
Take it back.
I'm just taking it back, guys. I'm having a good time. Robbie, why don't we get through some sports here before I start saying some more fucked up shit before Thursday Night Football, Robbie? We got ourselves the Baltimore Ravens coming into Cincinnati to play the Bengals in a divisional matchup with the AFC North. On the Score app, Ravens coming in as a -2.5 point favorite. This is not going to be my pick and play, Robbie, and I will be taking the Baltimore Ravens
Okay.
over the Cincinnati Bengals.
Let me see what I did for my picks here. And then you got to give me like 30 seconds. I got to make sure I turn the outdoor lights on.
No problem.
Oh, actually, I think they just walked through the door, so never mind. I took the Ravens as well over the Bengals. And the reason being is because the Bengals defense has been so mediocre. I actually picked up the Ravens defense in one of my leagues because I anticipate Joe Burrow getting a lot of pressure. I anticipate the Ravens sending 5 or 6 guys off the edges there. It's going to be a tough loss for the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one, Robbie. It's gonna be a 1-4, but I mean, I think the Bengals are good enough where this will not be that detrimental. It was the other games that they lost earlier on the season that are gonna be the tough ones to swallow, Robbie. But we can move on here, Robbie. Let's move on to the 4:00 games. 4 games here today. 2 at 4:05, 2 at 4:25. Starting out the 4:05s here, Robbie. Another divisional matchup here between the 2 and 2. It's gonna be ugly. 2 and 2 Las Vegas Raiders coming in to face the 2 and 2 Denver Broncos in Denver. The Broncos getting the -2.5 point favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I guess with no Devontae Adams, who knows? Max Crosby. Is Max Crosby playing?
I don't know. I was going to ask you, do you have the injury report right there in front of you?
Max Crosby questionable with his ankle. Devontae Adams questionable hamstring. Zamir White questionable with his groin. Let's just say it looks like there's going to be some injuries here for the Raiders. And if we move on to the Broncos side, only one guy questionable, and that is Tyler Batty. Broncos seem very healthy, actually. So I'm gonna ride with what I have in my notes here, Robbie. I'm gonna say the Broncos are gonna win this one.
Please hold.
Broncos country, let's ride.
I think there's a very good chance the Broncos are going to win this game. And the one thing I would say, too, is I think that Sean Payton should really see what he has out of Bo Nix. Let him take those chances. Let him take those deep shots. Let him throw the ball 15-plus yards a good amount of times. Let him explore what it's like to throw downfield in an NFL game because your defense is – excuse me. Your defense is very good. And if there's going to be no Devontae Adams, Pat Surtain's going to lock down Jacoby Myers, unfortunately, for my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Zaire White has been pretty lackluster running the football. So let Bo Nix take these chances with the football. Let him try to throw the deep shot. You know what I mean?
We just want to take this moment to salute you, the greatest fans in the world.
Steezy,
love you too. Big Daddy's that's got a nice fucking ring to it.
Big guy.
That's got a nice motherfucking ring to it, baby girl.
Thank you, Steezy. We appreciate the sub. That's very big. Thank you.
Right. I'm gonna have to hit another bowl hit after this. Now we're celebrating tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't.
Robert, you were saying.
So
Broncos country, let's ride.
Damn.
we'll be winning the game.
We riding with Broncos country. Robbie, these 4:00 games legitimately all look horrible. Moving on to this one here. I'm kind of surprised by the spread being so big in San Fran's favor here on this one. But San Fran is coming in as a minus 7.5 point favorite, facing off against the Arizona Cardinals.
Now I got a question. Is that because of Trey McBride being questionable?
Dude, honestly, I'm really not too sure.
Neither.
But guess what's going to happen here, Robbie? I'm taking my 1 point pick. No, I already took my 1 point pick. Sorry. So this will be my 2 point pick.
Mm-hmm.
I originally had the Packers over the Rams as my 2 point pick, Robbie. Sorry, Ryan. I'm making a change because the Cardinals are not this bad. And the San Francisco 49ers have been playing pretty shitty football to start off the season. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers to win the game, but the Cardinals to cover the, what is the spread on yours?
7.5.
7.5. I'm taking them to cover the 7.5 point spread.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude. I am 100% going to take the 49ers. That is a scary spread. That really
is. Big spread, man.
Because I think they're figuring that San Francisco is going to carry that momentum of that slaughter that they had in New England Patriots against the Arizona Cardinals. But it's like what you said. I mean, the Cardinals aren't that bad. They really aren't that offensively, at least. Defensively, there's a lot of questions defensively. Yeah. They got Budda Baker, who I think went down with an injury last week. And, I mean, they did get destroyed by the Washington Commanders. I don't know. But I don't have the guts to take that spread. But I have the guts to take the 49ers to win.
Yeah. I got a set of fucking melons down here in this jockstrap, Robbie.
Let me see.
No, for fuck's sakes, you fucking homo. I'm not pulling my...
That's awkward. The Bulls signed Josh Primo like 10 hours ago, and now they just waive him.
No Diddy. He's in some trouble from what I've heard, huh?
Yeah, he's going to jail.
Yeah, he likes them young, and he likes them with penises. The New York Giants coming into Seattle to play the Seattle Seahawks here, Robbie. Seattle Seahawks, 6.5 point favorites here. Got their first loss of the season last week, Robbie. Let me tell you one thing right now. They will not have their second loss of the season come Sunday. They're going to dismantle this pathetic New York Giants team. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks. Still leaving, Robbie, my 3 point play available because I will not be picking the Seattle Seahawks for this one.
No, I thought you were going to, but
All hail!
oh,
All
Fuck
hail!
off with this one.
New York Giants!
Oh, fucking sounds like an Indian guy saying "All hail the New York Giants."
Daddy, chill.
All hail!
Greek
The
guy.
New York Giants!
All right. Screw
Yeah.
that Greek Indian guy.
Well, it's actually King Julian from Madagascar. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks.
There we go. Well, Mr. Robert, we have 3 more games left to go. This one originally was going to be my pick, the Green Bay Packers, -3 against the Los Angeles Rams in Los Angeles. But what Jordan Love did last week, at least the start, man, he looked rough in the start. Obviously, brought in a pretty good performance in that second half. Rams are very depleted, so I do believe that the Packers will take this game by the 3 point spread easily, but I was just too much of a pussy to wager it on one of my picks here, Robbie. So I'm just going to say Packers money line.
I'm going to go with the Packers as well.
Go, Pack, go! Go, Pack, go!
I promise to make a thing so it's better than just that twice. Then you hear the bam, bam, just
We're making movements here, folks.
I'm making movements. I'm the one operating the board over here. You're just
Okay.
the handsome looking fella. You're the handsome looking fella.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. You're
You're supposed to
the
bring the chicks to the show. What happened?
dude. They're tied up in my basement.
You know what?
Okay.
I'll
Well-
just talk in the background with some of the things that you've been saying today. This is your show. This is not me. I have no involvement.
We both got the Packers here, Robbie. Don't you worry. We're gonna be getting out of here pretty soon, my man. Don't you worry about it here.
You scared me.
Robbie, we have Sunday night football here. It is the Dallas Cowboys coming in to play the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Steelers on the score app are at a minus 2.5 point spread. And Robbie, we have a 3-point play here, Robbie, and it is the Dallas Cowboys plus 2.5 or plus 3, whatever it is on FanDuel. That is my 3-point play because the Cowboys are going to be winning this game.
Well, Zachary, let me go to Fanatic or FanDuel here. Please hold it.
Yeah, cuh.
Listen, I'm going to bring myself back in here on the screen. But you got to stop talking about like locking women up in your basement and murdering people. Like, this got to stop.
Nothing like a little bit of kill
No,
talk,
you're
you know?
You're going to stop. You're going to stop.
I'm ready.
On the spread here, the
I'll kill ya.
Cowboy. Stop, Zach. What'd you say the spread was?
I had minus 2.5 for the Steelers.
It's plus 1.5 Dallas. It's minus 1.5 Steelers on FanDuel.
Oh, that's even better.
You see what I mean? How much of a little bitch you are?
No, we disagree. We're going to use FanDuel.
I
Okay,
am-
this is fair
Yeah, but
now.
we've had like 4 different scores.
Yes, well, I didn't realize that all these spreads were fucking like your cheeks on a Friday night, spread wide open. Sorry, that was offside. I knew when I was saying it. Robbie. Okay, let's get through these last couple games so we can get the fuck out of here so I can stop saying stuff that's going to get us into some serious trouble via Twitch.
Shut up, bitch! Shut up, bitch! Shut up, bitch!
You're a bully.
Okay, Robbie. Like I said, I'm going to take the Cowboys on the plus with my plus 3 pick.
How about them Cowboys?
You're taking the Cowboys. I'm taking the I don't know why I hit. Oh, yes, I do. I am not taking the Dallas Cowboys to win this game. I am taking the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, God
No
damn.
Micah Parsons. No Dexter Lawrence, right? Dexter or DeMarcus? It's DeMarcus.
Wish I would have done
Neither
this research.
one of them are going to end up playing for the Cowboys.
Forgot about
Brandon
this.
Cooks. Brandon Cooks is very questionable.
Fuck.
Yeah, you forgot a lot. For those reasons, I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers in that defense against the
That's
Dallas
okay.
Cowboys.
I'm still riding with my pick, Robbie.
Cowboys aren't able to get the run game going, and you're going to have that front seven of Pittsburgh rushing Dak Prescott. Ooh, good luck.
Good luck to you, my good friend. Robbie, that brings us to the Monday night game here. Kansas City Chiefs looking to go 5-0, hosting the New Orleans Saints, coming as a 5.5 point spread. Oh. Robbie, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet here. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to dismantle this New Orleans Saints team here. They're going to move to 5-0. And if I click on there, I would like to play a fun little game with you here, Robbie.
Wow, for once you're playing the game with me instead of me playing the game with you. And I'll actually
This-
sit here and guess instead of cry like a baby like you do.
Fuck off, you pussy. This game is, when will the Chiefs lose? Monday against the Saints, Robbie. I think we can probably both agree they're going to win that game.
Yes.
Okay, then they go into week 6 on a bye week. They got the week off. Robbie, they come off the bye week. This has potential to be a loss. At home, at San Fran to play the 49ers.
Ooh, Super Bowl rematch in Santa Clara. Chiefs win. No McCaffrey.
I think the Chiefs are going to win that one too. And then they face in Las Vegas against the Raiders the week after that. That's going to be a W. This one is a bit of an interesting one for me here, Robbie. Monday, November the 4th. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Kansas City.
They win.
They're going to kill the Broncos a week after that. And then, Robbie, I think this is where we might see their first loss of the season in Buffalo against the Bills.
They lose.
And then that might be their only loss of the season until they play.
No,
that might be the only loss of the season.
No, they'll lose. They'll lose a couple more.
Well, they have the Panthers, then the Raiders, then the Chargers, then the Browns, then the Texans. That could be one, maybe.
The Browns will beat them. Chubb will be back.
Fuck off.
Chubb will be back.
What version are we going to see of them? Okay, we got to. Robbie, there's a little bit of NBA news, and then let's get out of here, man. It's sad. Also, folks, a live update here going into the fourth inning. It is a 0-0 baseball game here between the Mets and the Brewers.
No. Okay. Zach,
Robbie,
did we in agreement that we're going to be doing the show on Tuesday?
I believe we did. Next week, we are starting our Tuesdays. So, Bob, right here's our friendly gentleman's handshake. As of next week, we will be swapping nights over. You take Mondays, we take Tuesdays. I'll even spit on it for you. There you go.
I hit a button on my mouse, I guess, that brought me back. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so Dad heard it there. Okay, yeah, so we're going to do the show on Tuesday because our shows take nearly 2 hours to his only hour. So, yeah, we're going to – and honestly, that's going to be the start. We're going to start doing our shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting this upcoming Tuesday.
So, bam, folks, get ready. We should probably maybe I'll message Car Lover on the side. Like, hey, pal, we're not going to see you on Mondays anymore.
He's been very quiet recently, Marcus said. I hope everything's okay with Car Lover.
Car Lover, if you're listening to this, pal, we miss you here in the sports cave.
Hope you're okay.
But, Robbie,
should I play the new hockey intro?
We have nothing to talk about for NHL, unfortunately.
Here we go. It'll be on Mondays 7 to 8, not 6 to 7. 7 to 8 on Mondays.
7 to 8 on Mondays. And by the way, folks, also keep in mind, coming this Tuesday, it is the start of the NHL season. So this Tuesday's episode is going to have a real humdinger of a NHL preview, my friend.
And you're going to be hearing this intro. It's a little bit different. It's the same music, but it's just more authentic.
Shoot. Some fucking ass, bitch.
All right, Zachary, but that'll be used for Tuesday. But it's time to go to the NBA.
Yeah, Rob, we do not have much to talk about the NBA here. Just a few things to go over before we let you guys go.
Excuse you.
Pardon?
It's the final year of the NBA on TNT. Maybe they won't sue us after this year for using their audio. Zachary, take it away.
Hopefully not. Robbie, only two things to go over here. Robbie, well, I'm going to bring up this first thing. I believe you wrote the notes. So you probably know exactly what it is. Are you able to bring up the full trade there for the Karl Anthony Towns trade that occurred this week?
Why are you talking like this?
Are you able to bring that up?
Oh, there's big news, Zach. I have to report big news.
Well, fucking send us away.
There's a very good chance, Malik Neighbors doesn't play this Sunday.
Slapshot Regatta.
That
he is dealing with that injury.
News. Major news.
Well, Robbie, if we're talking about him being injured here, I guess we start off right with this in the NBA here. Luka Doncic to miss a week with a calf injury. Obviously, we're talking about preseason here, but is it too early for maybe the Cavs or the Cavs? Maybe the Mavs to have a bit of a worry here, Robert?
What do you think?
Obviously, I would like to say no, but dealing with I don't want to say he's had injury problems in the past, but I feel like maybe a nagging calf injury. It's not something you're going to really worry about, but maybe it's not going to keep you playing at 100% the whole year. Maybe you got your 90% game, and maybe that's just not good enough to get the job done.
Well, I think the calf injury is something to be very, very cautious about because I think a lot of the NBA organizations, let alone players, have learned that you have to take calf injuries very serious when you look at what happened to Kevin Durant. Luka Doncic tears his Achilles. the Klay Thompson signing means absolutely nothing. You got to be very, very, very cautious on this. You can survive weeks, months with Kyrie as your number one. And let's not forget, call me a homer here, but the pickup of Spencer Dinwiddie is huge for the Mavericks because Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench is one of the best bench players in the NBA and is in the running for the Sixth Man of the Year award nonstop. There's a reason why he got paid $25-30 million, whatever it was, by the Wizards, because the capability of him being able to get a buck. Damn, slow down. The capability of
yeah,
you heard that? Yeah. The capability of him getting a buck at all costs is very easy when you're facing a bunch of bench talent. So I think that they should take their time, be cautious about this, and they should worry because this is one of the many players in the NBA that like to come into the season in no shape, and they find the way to get their body right during the middle of the season. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I really do. I hate that Luka does that. I hate that Shaq does that. I hate that Jokic does it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
It's bullshit is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But, Robbie, like you said, I mean, I don't think there's too much concern, but it is something to definitely keep your eye on here, Robbie. And last but not least here, Robbie, and I hate to go through this quickly, but I'm going to have to pee myself, Bob. But I have a shit basically emerging through my butt cheeks as we speak right now.
I have a question for you. Is it easier for you to hold in your piss or your shit?
Honestly, I don't know.
For me, it's the shit. You can clench your butt cheeks, the piss. Like when it's at the tip and it's in there, it's like,
yeah, but you know what I did the other day? I held my shit in for like 4 hours.
Wow.
I was with that Julia chick, and I was like, I don't want to fucking.
Wait, excuse you.
I was with my lady, I should say.
There you
Julia
go.
chick. And I didn't want to take a fucking just an absolute steamer of a dump at her place. So I held this one in, and boy, oh boy, when I got home, I was fucked for the whole day. My stomach was hurt, folks. So
now,
Robbie,
Julia, if you're listening, if he took a dump in that situation, would you be mad at him?
I hope to God she's not listening. That'd be very embarrassing. But Robbie, with the trade now being fully official between the Knicks and the Timberwolves here, what team came out on top here with the better squad? I know my answer, and my answer is not the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
You got a video here. Let's
I have
see.
Brian Windhorst, his opinion, the guy that weighs 450 pounds.
Big fat loser.
Well, when you look at the ability to add an all-star caliber player, an all-NBA type player right at the beginning of the season to a team that was a threat to win the East last year, I mean, this is the kind of move that really the Knicks have been looking for years. They turned out to develop their own superstar with Jalen Brunson, and this is sort of the complementary superstar. This is what you need in the NBA, two high-talent players who can play together. Karl Towns and Jalen Brunson can play together. They have an excellent set of complementary players. There is no reason to not have sky-high expectations for the Knicks. They paid dearly for this trade. They've spent a lot in assets over the summer. They have some depth concerns as a result of these trades, but this is the...
I don't think that's the video I was looking for. I think there's an actual video where Brian Windhorst says that he thinks that the Timberwolves, he said a lot of executives across the league believe the Timberwolves made out of the trade over the Knicks. Zach, what do you think about that?
I think I will agree with him.
I agree with him as well. Julius Randle. I'm going to go out and say Julius Randle's probably around the same spectrum as Karl Anthony Towns.
If he stays healthy, that's the only big problem with Julius Randle. He has a very tough time staying in playing shape. But when he's healthy, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm still going to give a slight edge to Cat, but I'm not going to give how close Julius Randle and Cat are. That slight edge that I'm going to give to Cat.
Yeah,
DiVincenzo blows that slight edge out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still getting a bona fide baller off the bench and a great starter to fill in for the role that Cat would have had. And if you look at the Timberwolves, you really didn't need Cat. You got Naz Reid. You got fucking Rudy Gobert. Obviously, Cat's an all-star. You bring in still a big man, but a smaller, I guess, big man, more of a forward big man, I should say, when we're talking about Julius Randle. And if he can stay healthy, I think this is going to be a big push for the Timberwolves here, Robert.
Well, they got Julius Randle, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards, Dante DiVincenzo, Mike Conley, Nickeil Walker-Alexander. I mean, that's a pretty darn good roster there, but
let me see if I could find the Knicks roster here because they, like he said there, they gave up a lot this offseason. A lot, bro. A lot. And they ended up losing Isaiah Hartenstein to OKC. So now they have Karl Anthony Towns. Their backup center is going to be Mitchell Robinson. Unless they have, no, they're not going to start Cat at the 4. So you have Karl Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson, Cam Payne, Deuce McBride, who had a lot of very good games for them last season, who's probably going to be their 6th man off the bench, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. And then if you want to throw Precious Achua in there, Jalen Brunson, obviously. And if you want to throw Precious Achua in there, but dude, who do you think's the highest paid player in the Knicks roster?
I don't even know.
Take a guess.
Oh, probably Cat.
Cat's at $49 million. Who's number 2?
It's not. I can't see it being Jalen because he just signed that deal that's very not that great.
That's nice English there. Very not that great.
OG.
OG's at $36 million. He is number 2. Who's number 3?
Jalen.
Jalen's number 3 at nearly 25.
Woo!
Who's number 4?
Oh, fuck me. This was good. Josh Hart. No,
Josh Hart is number 5. Who's number 4?
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know who number 4 would be, to be honest with you, Robbie. And I'm. Oh, Brooklyn Bridges. Is it Brooklyn Bridges, Robbie? Moved across the pond.
He went across the bridge. He went across the Brooklyn Bridge. Damn it. That does it for another episode of the Sports Cave. Zach, take us out.
Folks, I'm going to shit my pants. And with that, guys, we will see you not on Monday, on Tuesday. Stay sexy. Sports Cave.